Hello and welcome back everybody to the channel. Join me in today's review and test drive of a new for 2025 model year Mazda CX-30. Before we go any further in the review, special thanks to Auto Arbanas Mazda dealership here in Zagreb County for making this video possible. I will put all their info in the description below. Everybody, like I said earlier, in today's review we have the new Mazda CX-30 finished in a very interesting Platinum Quartz exterior color, powered by a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder mild hybrid technology, 140 horsepower. This is a new powertrain for the 2025 model year. This particular model also comes in Homura trim. Let's start this exterior walk around with a front end design and details. Very aggressive and sporty approach, like with the most Mazda models. On the lowest part, on a bumper, we have daytime running lights and also turn signals. Above that there are some front parking sensors and very narrow sporty design for the headlights. In the center, large Mazda logo, hidden all the safety systems in it. Large grille design with some type of chrome or metal details on a lowest part and around the headlights. A similar design approach is also with the Mazda 3 sedan, while the hatchback variant comes with a little bit more sporty gloss black details. Now if you go to a passenger side profile, very sporty and sleek design with this crossover. Being a family-friendly crossover SUV, all the area around the wheel arches and on the lowest part is finished in that some type of robust plastic material if you want to go a little bit of off-roading, and also a very beneficial approach in the winter when you have quite a lot of mud, salt on the road. This will prevent getting damage on your paint. Speaking about paint, we have gloss black 18-inch wheels with the Homura trim, a gloss black side mirrors, folding of course, keyless go system. Now you can see more of that chrome details on the lowest part, tinted rear windows with this particular model and gloss black B-pillars. The rear end, some type of small rear spoiler, gloss black rear wiper, and now we come to a rear end CX-30 detail on a driver's side, eSky Active G on a passenger one. Indicates this is a petrol powered variant but also a mild hybrid technology. Above the license plate there is a rear camera, more of that a little bit later when we go for a test drive. Always interesting and cool detail with the Mazdas that we have a twin exhaust tips, one on each side. That is something very interesting to see. And on a bumper there are rear parking sensors. On a driver's side there is a fuel filler cap for your petrol. I said earlier, this particular model is powered by a newly for 2025 model year 2.5 liter petrol engine, 4-cylinder mild hybrid technology. It's a completely new engine for the CX-30 Mazda 3 hatchback and also for the Mazda 3 sedan lineup. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the exterior design of a Mazda CX-30 and what will be your ideal color specification. So let's proceed with the review. We'll check the boot, of course. It opens automatically. Always nice, useful, premium touch. Around 430 liters you get with the Mazda CX-30. Let's talk a little bit about this boot. Electronically operated, you can also lock it over here. The boot opening is pretty wide. That is one beneficial thing when you have a small crossover or SUV. Very wide boot opening. Also you have this some type of flat floor with a plastic protective part if you need to slide some maybe heavier and larger items. A little bit of extra storage on a passenger and also on a driver's side. One LED light on the driver's side, and you can fold down these rear seats 60/40. Additional beneficial stuff is that underneath this textile floor there is another amount of storage if you need to have it. Overall I think it's usable boot for maybe young family or a couple. Now we'll close it and we'll go ahead and check the rear seat. But first thing first, car was locked, now it's unlocked. So I put this driver seat on my ideal sitting position. I am about 184 centimeters, 79 kilograms. But before I go and sit on that rear bench, just take a look how much room there is for me to get in, because the door opening angle is pretty wide, especially for such a small vehicle. Let's talk a little bit about this door design and materials. Materials, like with the most Mazda new models, are absolutely phenomenal. Even here on this upper section we have some type of dark, or actually black plastic. Here in the center, some type of metal details, and also some type of fabric gloss black details. And just take a look on the center part where you will put your elbow, how much softness there is. This is absolutely phenomenal to see in a small crossover. Some type of contrasting red stitching and door pockets. Now we come to the inside. Similar design like we saw on 8 doors, some type of dark or actually black fabric on the outside details, and dark gray one in the inner sections. Isofix anchor points on each side, and there is a side this armrest in the center, which reveals 2 cup holders. And welcome now from a rear seat of a Mazda CX-30. This is my knee room and my foot room. Also, if I sit there straight, I have a couple of centimeters to spare. The door opening angle with some useful hooks, couple of LED lights in the center on a headrest, and a couple of air vents on a center tunnel with some extra storage behind the passenger front seat. Welcome from a passenger front seat of a new Mazda CX-30. As you can probably tell over here, the new center infotainment system is slightly wider. This is from the 2024, when it was a minor facelift with the CX-30 lineup. All the physical controls here on the lowest part. Here you can charge your phone, couple of air vents. This particular model comes with a 6-speed manual transmission. 6-speed automatic is an option. Wheel for the center infotainment system with some shortcuts. More of that in a second when we go and check the driver's seat. Some extra buttons over here, and in the back, large central armrest. You need to slide it a little bit further in the back, and then you can open it. It reveals a couple of USB-C charging ports, I think, and 12-volt socket. Another details, there are 2 air vents, and we need to talk a little bit now about the materials and design. Just take a look on this triangular form that follows in the center. Absolutely phenomenal design with, again, that contrasting red stitching. Speaking about the phenomenal details with this Mazda CX-30, just take a look how much softness there is even here on this upper section, with a very soft, some type of leathery material here in the center. But the best bits are coming actually now when I go and check the driver's seat. And welcome now from a driver's seat of this new model. In front of me, digital dials, or actually partly digital and analog, because in the center is a screen with all the safety systems in it and the traffic sign recognition system. Speaking about nicely integrated things, we need to talk a little bit about this steering wheel and its design. Classic Mazda steering wheel, very sporty, with a small airbag in the center, and still 3-spoke, of course, in design. And still in 2025, all the buttons here are still physical buttons. That is something worth mentioning. Some cruise control features or buttons are on a right side, and for the media on a far left. Speaking about the media, we need to talk now a little bit about this center infotainment system. Very easy to operate it. This is your home screen, information, entertainment, communication, navigation, settings, and so on. You operate it through this wheel and some shortcuts. This is a back button, navigation, media, and home button. Now again, I will go and check the navigation. Here we are in Zagreb County. Let's go back. You can probably tell over here it says Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Let's check the entertainment. These are all your radio. Now, I will not go through all details, of course, of this center infotainment system, just so you can see this in action. One interesting detail worth mentioning with the center infotainment system is that it's on ideal position. When you're driving like this, you can see everything. But for now, before I go for a test drive, I will show you the LED headlights and the hazard lights in action. Now you can maybe see the rear hazard lights or turn signals with some type of fading effect. Similar design approach on a side mirrors and also here in the front. Welcome now to a test drive of this Mazda CX-30 2025 model year, powered by a 2.5 liter petrol engine, 140 horsepower with a mild hybrid technology and a 6-speed manual transmission. I did some test kilometers from a dealership here to a parking lot, so there are some initial thoughts. First thing first is seating position. You sit relatively low to the ground. This is not a classic SUV such as maybe Mazda CX-5, which has a little bit more of that raised up seating position. This is more of that sporty design, similar like with the Mazda 3 hatchback on which this is based. Interesting details worth mentioning is about the side mirrors. Side mirrors are mounted relatively far back, which is great. You can see everything left and right, and we have the blind spot monitoring system. I always say that, in my personal opinion, blind spot monitoring system and the traffic sign recognition system are probably the best active safety features you can have in your car. And now we come to probably the best part with this Mazda CX-30, but also Mazdas in general nowadays, and that is the seating position. The seating position is absolutely phenomenal with this very sporty steering wheel. But not only that, just take a look how much softness there is on this center armrest, and again on this panel on the door. It's absolutely phenomenal just to cruise around the town with these new Mazda models. Now let's check the rear camera. E-brake is on. With this model we saw earlier, we have the rear parking sensors and the front one. The camera angle is pretty wide, you can see now, and the overall operation, it's very easy because you have this light steering wheel. Also the clutch pedal is very light, and the this 6-speed gearbox is absolutely joy to use. Now let's go for a short test drive. In front of me now there is a head-up display, very useful modern feature. And we will talk a little bit about the suspension overall, because this is a family crossover. We saw earlier comes with the 18-inch wheels, which is actually ideal size for this model. And again, this traffic sign recognition system working absolutely perfect. It says over here 60, and you have this some type of small dot on a speedometer where it says 60. Now it will be 80 over here, and already I have on my head-up display and also over here that 80 sign waiting for me. That is one very cool attention to detail. Speaking about this ride comfort in general, this is a family friendly crossover. It needs to be very comfortable. I have to say this is very comfortable, at least in my opinion. I always say this is something very much subjective, so if you're interested in Mazda CX-30, go ahead and test it on your own. Give it a test drive for maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, but overall the we saw earlier, this model comes with 18-inch wheels, which is ideal size for this type of vehicles. I remember always that even smaller crossover nowadays can come equipped with the 19-inch wheels. That is something crazy, a little bit, to be honest. So this Mazda sits on the 18-inch. On the 18-inch, I think it's absolutely perfect. Not only that, if you are planning to buy, let's say, winter and summer tires, it will not break the bank, you know. So it is ideal proportion. Now I'm heading back to a dealership. We need to talk a little bit about the potential fuel consumption, because this is a very short test drive and this is a test or demo vehicle. But I think overall you can expect anywhere from 7 to 8 liters of petrol with this 2.5 liter unit combined with a 6-speed manual transmission. One very cool attention to detail is that, if you remember, we saw earlier from the exterior walk around and the turn signals, we have some type of fading effects or dynamic parts on the turn signals. Now we can see similar, I don't know how much you can see, but similar approach here on this dashboard. This is something that probably 90% of potential buyers will never even notice, but it's something worth mentioning, and it's very, very cool to see that overall. For the very end, I have to say again, big thanks to Auto Arbanas Mazda dealership here in Zagreb County for making this video possible. I will put all their info in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know in the comment section what you think about this Mazda CX-30 in general. How do you like the interior, and what would be your ideal powertrain option? Thank you so much for watching this video. Wish you all a very nice day.